Hi YouTube, hi Transpace, and hi Facebook and anybody else that knows me. My 10 channel subscribers, and all my friends out there that have decided to view these videos via various means. Right, I just thought I'd give you a quick update on what's what with my life. My last video was somewhat depressing and I looked quite unwell, to be fair, but just to sort of say hi, I'm back, I'm smiling. I've been battling with lots of different feelings and emotions, various feelings of guilt, anger, rage, confusion. Thing is, 2 weeks tomorrow, this battle ends, and my op will be, well, by this time, 2 weeks tomorrow, I won't have a fight to fight anymore, and that's kind of a strange feeling. It's took me 38 years to get to this point, to be myself, to be who I was meant to be who nature should have made me, and decided to mess it all up and align my brain and my gender incorrectly. But that's brought about a lot of feelings of, well, both anger, confusion, what now, a bit of anxiety. Basically, I don't want to be on my own for the rest of my life, and I'm scared I will be, despite the fact that I've gone down this route in order to stay alive for my little boy. And he's the only reason that I've done this. I can stand here and stand. I can sit here and I can sort of hold my hand to my heart and say that without that little boy I wouldn't be here now. A lot of people know that. That's not just theatrics, that's not me being silly. That's the truth. So I'm very thankful for that little angel in my life, Alfie, who's shown me the way and helped me to admit to myself that there is a life out there. I just got to go and grab it. As I say, I have this immense fear of being alone. Been alone for the last 2 years or so, other than my weekends with Alfie, and more recently my weekends with various friends who I've known for years and never really got together. I don't know why. I think it's because I've always shied away from the scene per se. I'm quite happy to be on the internet and chat to people and meet people and chat online, but the whole scene itself is not a nice place. I'm in with a good group of people who I've known for years now, and I'm very proud to be part of them, and I'm very, very proud to be part of that scene. But that isn't the scene per se. What people would class as the scene. I know it's a very hard description. It's a very hard thing to describe to people that don't know it, but there is a trans scene. There's transvestites who are all OTT, a bit loud, a bit leery. Look at me, they wear the silliest outfits and they go out there and they just enjoy themselves, which fair play to them, that's their right. But unfortunately you've got your more run-of-the-mill transsexuals like myself who just want to fit into society and be accepted. So when people compare me with that, I find that quite hurtful and it upsets me a lot. Anyway, so we're going off on a tangent that I didn't want to go off on. So yeah, I've never really got into the scene. I've been to the Pink Punters twice. Had a fantastic night, to be fair, and didn't feel it was sceney. It was a bit clicky, but it wasn't sceney. But it was an outlet for me, and it was good at the time. But yeah, that made me very ill. I've had to back off from everything, from my videos, from the computer. I've had had to try and get earlier nights. I've had to try and go out there and fight this and get myself healthy and fit, both physically and mentally, ready for my operation. And that's exactly what I've done. And I felt guilty because I haven't been able to keep in touch with my friends as much as I wanted to, and I haven't been online as much as I would like to, but sometimes you do have to just shut yourself away from it for a while because it gets too much. I was mentally and physically exhausted. I went to see the doctors at Charing Cross, my pre-op, and all went well. My height was okay. Well, obviously they can't do a lot about my height. My weight was okay. Had a few blood tests, discovered this beautiful koi pond out front of Charing Cross, which I didn't expect, and it was absolutely gorgeous. The fish in it were absolutely beautiful. How they managed to keep them in that area, because Charing Cross, to be fair, is quite a run-down old hospital, not that appealing to the eye, so it's quite a pleasant surprise that under the foyer there's this massive koi lake, which is beautiful, and yeah, I was quite pleased by that, because I used to keep koi carp myself, and my mum did, and we both marvelled at these lovely specimens. Then I went to meet Dr. Thomas at Charing Cross Clinic, and he sort of just went through the rigmarole, gave me my consent form, shocked me by saying I could do with losing some weight, which I was nearly 18 stone when I began this process. I'm now just under 13 stone, so I think 5 stone is pretty good going. And as you can see from my collarbones and my ribs, but not a lot of weight I can lose really without looking very, very poorly, so I was quite shocked by that. His bedside manner is completely opposite of James Bellringer. James Bellringer is more a bit of a madcap, quirky person. As I've said before, would not look at a place in Doctor Who. Long scarf. I think he was wearing a bow tie and braces, to be honest. And he's just a bit eccentric, and he's a really nice bloke. Phil Thomas is a different person. His bedside manner is very abrupt, he's very blunt. He doesn't want to engage in chat. He just wants to tell you the facts and move on. They're both renowned, they're both very good reputations, they both have their people that don't rate them, but either or, I'm not bothered. Had a bit of a shock earlier this week when I was warned that my op may be cancelled, because Mr. Bellringer was having minor surgery. At the time we didn't know it was minor, and they were shutting down the ward for a while. And it turns out it was minor surgery, as I've just said, and they're shutting down the ward for 24 hours. So there were some operations cancelled, unfortunately. But the good news is that my op hasn't been affected. So that was a relief. What else? Just had a lovely weekend with Alfie, yet again. It's the last weekend he'll be staying here for a while, because post-op I won't be able to have him stay, because I've only got a little 1-bedroom cottage. I haven't got a bed for him, and I can't have him kicking me in the night because it would be excruciating. And obviously there's certain procedures that I have to carry out for the first 3 months of my post-op that are regimented and have to be done regularly. And if I don't get them done because Alfie's around, then that's going to have complications. So I don't really want to jeopardise all the hard work that Mr. Bellring or Mr. Thomas are going to carry out. I've also begun designing a website of my own called Purple Planet. I've bought the domain. I have set up a minor site on Google Sites, which isn't very good. It was just a bit of a whim. Oh, I've got a domain, let's get something out there, so that's what I did. And I am in the process of designing it properly. Somewhere to feature these videos, somewhere to feature my blogs, somewhere to help others. That's my main concept, that's the main reason for setting up the site. Is I can remember years ago joining